Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making specialist, and today is July 17th, 2020, and this means it is day 124. Wow. So wherever you are, I am hoping that you're keeping very safe and very healthy and doing what you can do. And that is the message of this video. Because I have one client and she has a friend, and they're both very young. They're maybe in their very, very first part of 30s. And my client's friend has cancer, and it has reached the stage that my client texted yesterday and said that her friend had arranged for hospice to come and talk to her and start giving her the service that hospice can give. And tomorrow is the first visit. And her friend asked my client to be there with her because she's very scared and she doesn't have any family, at least not any family that's close by or close emotionally. So I talked with my client on the phone and I realized that I am very lucky. A lot of us are very lucky. We're doing okay. We're managing just fine. And yet, if we glance out our window or into the corners of our mind, or we listen to other people, a lot of people are not doing fine. That's a quandary. Is it okay? I've talked about that in other videos. Is it okay for us to have any degree of happiness, to appreciate what we have, and still acknowledge this lovely young woman dying from cancer, the neighbor next door that is at total risk and cannot drive anywhere, and she's scared to have somebody come to her house that's a stranger. If we look around, I look around and you look around, and we all look and listen, there are so many ways that we can appreciate and share what we have, what we can do, and who we can be. My friend agreed, and she's scared too, my client. She's scared for her friend. And we talked on the phone, and she is going to be there for her friend. And she got really scared. She said, Amina, I don't know what to do. I've thought of all of this. I barely could sleep at night. Should I do this? Should I do that? What should I do? And she talked a while, and I'm offering her what I'm offering you and offered myself. Instead of trying to figure out what can I do, what should I do, what's required, what will help, there's one way. That is, ask the other person, how can I help you? What is one thing that I can do, one way I can be, one thing I can say that will help you today? We can't make anybody's total world better, including our own. We only can take it day by day. So my client said she was going to do that, so I'm curious what her friend will say that will really help. And sometimes just knowing there's another person out there that knows that you're out there, that you're not invisible, sometimes, that's more than enough. That gives us a connection. That lets us know we're not alone in this. And so I started asking and listening to my clients and people that I know. And here are some of the things that they've been doing. One young man is 12 years old, and he has set up a website on Facebook, and he has invited people to check in on a neighbor. Somebody that they know, that they visited, that they've enjoyed, maybe somebody that's kind of like a grandmother to them or a mother to them or just a friend or any relationship that they have. And do you know that he got so many people agreeing to that he didn't need to have the Facebook anymore. And so instead of using the Facebook to invite more people, he just invited the people to talk to each other. And they have. And this young man lives in Arizona, where there is a lot of the virus going around rampantly. And he has found his way. He said, it's summertime. I don't go out wandering in the desert. I don't go up in the mountains. He said, I'm here. And I have my phone. And I found a way. And he was so happy. He was so happy. One of my clients mows his neighbor's yard. The man is very old and he can't mow his lawn, and he just doesn't want to have a stranger mow it. And he has not had anybody to mow his yard for a long time. So my neighbor said, how about I do it? And the older gentleman said, I don't have anything to pay you. And my client said, yes, you do. You are letting me help you. And I need to be able to help somebody now because I'm very lucky and I'm doing okay. And you, if you'll say yes, you are my way of sharing my goodness and my appreciation. And the older gentleman said, okay. And my client said that he looked at his neighbor's yard the other day and he felt so happy. And as he was looking in the yard, he noticed the older man looking out the window and waving. So he found a way to share all the good stuff that he was experiencing. Another one of my clients has a daughter. She's 15. And there is a lovely lady, I think maybe about 4 blocks down from where they live. And that lady loves flowers. She hasn't been able to garden for a long time, so she doesn't have the flowers in her yard that she used to. So every day, my client's 15-year-old will ask one of the other neighbors if she can clip some of the flowers that they have. And she brings them and puts them on the woman's doorstep. And the woman was so appreciative that she left a note outside, and she said, I have so many flowers I don't know what to do with. She said, how about you give me flowers once a week and you give somebody else the flowers once a week. And that way you are sharing your flowers with me and I can share mine with somebody else. So no matter what we do, it may seem very little, and yet it feels so big. It helps us share. It also helps us not feel so isolated. And it helps us remember the world out there, even though we're not necessarily wandering around in it very much these days. And so no matter what, if it's somebody dying from cancer, if it's somebody that can't mow their lawn, somebody that can't shop, maybe it's somebody that just wants to say hello. I have another client, and about 3 times a week, one of the lovely young women that he knows that is in foster care and having a difficult time will call. And she said, I just wanted to say hello and let you know I'm doing okay. And this was a social worker that had worked with her many, many years ago. And they've just stayed in touch periodically. And he said that this brings him such joy. And she gets to tell somebody that she's doing okay. That is marvelous. Imagine calling somebody 3 times a week, asking how they are, and being able to say, I'm okay, and have it matter. This is just a collection. It's not a puzzle piece that fits into something else. It's just a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there. And that's kind of sometimes what life is. Just little bits and little bits and little bits. And then we add our little bit to it. So I am offering that in the midst of all of this, what seems like wandering, I want you, if you will, to step into your circle, look around, listen, and see how you can share a moment of your time, a second of beauty, a bit of acknowledgement to you and somebody else. You never know how much that offer will be. And most of all, you may not know how it feels to you. All right, scattered as it may seem, when you stand in your circle and you look around your 360 degrees, you're going to see and hear a way for you to share every bit of the good fortune that you have, no matter how teeny tiny, you'll be able to share it. All right, come back. I'm glad you came, and I'll be watching for you tomorrow. Bye for now.